A police constable accused of murdering the mother of his child has been granted 5,000 rand bail for health reasons. He allegedly killed Lebogang Monene at the Tembisa Hospital, where she worked as a nurse. Our senior reporter Avu Mtila has been following the story, and he joins us now live to give us a bit more details. Avu, I wonder, a little earlier on we picked up from an interview you did with the family members that they feel as though by now they should have gotten at least some kind of apology from Lebogang's ex-lover.
No apology at this stage, Maseko. In fact, I am with the father now who was comforted by a crowd here, as just moments ago Lucky Mudau, 31-year-old police constable who allegedly killed their daughter, was granted 5,000 rand bail. You do understand is currently suspended now, but of course the state did not oppose that bail application. Also the investigating police directorate as well as the investigating officer Maseko were all agreeing that these circumstances are very unique, given that Mudau now is a quadriplegic who can't make use of any of his limbs. So the state, what it's clear is that the state doesn't have any facilities to take care of him if he were to be remanded in custody. Hence they've now opted for Mudau to be taken care of by his family. In fact, I want to have a quick chat with the father of Lebogang Monene, and that is Undate Nicholas Monene. Mdomkulu, thank you for joining us at ENCA. Condolences once more to the loss of your daughter, but I want to get your reaction given that the person who allegedly killed and took the life of your daughter was given bail moments ago.
Yeah, now I'm not happy at all because of the bail given to Mr. Mudau. Because I'm worried, I'm still have a problem of the death of my child. I'm because now my child at this moment, she is now buried. And then what I'm worried about is that the court is ruling this because of the conditions of Mudau. And it tells me even in the future, they will even rule this trial concerning the conditions of Mudau. And then I don't think it will be fair for me.
And what happens when you see Mudau? This is your second time seeing him now, I assume, since he allegedly took the life of your daughter. What goes through your mind?
I'm just asking myself for why he intended to do this, because as a man he was supposed to solve this matter without killing Lebogang. And then I hate him, truly speaking. Okay. I hate him.
And earlier on we were speaking to the brother of Lebogang, suggesting that the families haven't spoken as yet.
No, they never came on board and talked to us. They never came. I don't know why, because as Africans, we used to come forward and say sorry about what had happened, because it's not. We never sent him to come and do this, but now they didn't even come forward and say sorry to us, and then that's why today we cannot feel sorry about these conditions.
All right. Thank you so much, Mdomkulu. Condolences once more for the loss of your daughter. Maseko, I just want to bring in now the NPA spokesperson, Phindi Mjonadwana. Says Phindi, thank you for joining us at ENCA, but maybe a quick summary of why Mudau was granted bail today.
Well, remember that the decision to grant bail lies with the court. After considering all the relevant evidence. In this case, it was an offence under the ambit of Schedule 6 offences, and the onus then rests with the accused to adduce of evidence that shows that exceptional circumstances exist, which are in the interest of justice, that they be released on bail. Thereafter, their application, the state then responds. And in this instance, as the state, we did not oppose bail. Under normal circumstances in Schedule 6 offences, we would oppose bail. But as you are aware, Aviwe, that every case is treated according to merits, and where we don't have grounds to oppose as the state, we would normally take that route. So in this instance, the IO took the stand, indicated that we are not opposing bail, because in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, Section 60, subsection 4. We did not have any grounds. We don't deem the accused as a person that may evade his trial. He's not a danger to society. He's not a danger to himself, as you are aware that he has been diagnosed as a quadriplegic. All 4 of his limbs are not functional, and therefore as the state we took the route not to oppose bail. But what we would like to explain further as the state is that having not opposing bail does not mean that we then apportion less seriousness to the charges that the accused is facing before court. He's facing charges of a serious nature, and he will be given an opportunity to stand trial and disprove the evidence that we will be bringing before court as the state.
Are you not failing the family as the state, given it's clear you don't have the facilities to hold him still behind bars, given the seriousness of this matter? You opted to let him go home, knowing it's a Schedule 6 offense and it's a serious matter where he's accused of killing someone who was in police uniform, and a nurse shot 7 times, but you don't have those facilities.
Well, I would not say it's us failing the family as such. As I've said, that that he's granted bail today and that we did not oppose does not mean that we apportion less weight to the kind of charges that he's facing. For now, the accused is presumed innocent until he's proven guilty, and it is upon us as the state to prove that guilt in court. And we can only say that we disappointed the family at the stage where maybe the accused is acquitted. Then we can take a certain blame to say that we failed the family. But for now, we must understand the purpose of bail. The purpose of bail is to secure the attendance of the accused in court. The court hearing the bail application has nothing to do with making a determination in terms of his guilt or innocence. The opportunity is still going to arise for us to present evidence in court to prove his guilt, and he must then counter the evidence that will bring to prove his innocence. For now, we are only dealing with the fact that whether or not he's a suitable candidate, he'll be able to attend trial. And as I've said, that there's a certain criteria under that Section 60, subsection 4 of the Criminal Procedure Act. There are grounds A to E, and for now, as the state, we don't have any grounds to oppose bail. Hence, we stood before court and mentioned that we're not opposing bail as the state.
And if he is not acquitted and he's found guilty, given that you don't have the facilities now, what happens then when he needs to go to prison if he is found guilty for killing Lebo Monen?
Well, we cannot preempt as the NPA what will happen in the future, and nor are we running the facilities like correctional services, whether it's healthcare services. Those are separate departments from us as the NPA. We will only cross that bridge when we get there, because what must happen is the interest of justice must be served. For us is to set the motions of justice, the wheels of justice in motion, and once a decision is taken that the accused before court must be found guilty of the crime that he has committed, then that must happen. Regarding the custodial duties, that also the necessary department will take over.
If the state can't hold him now, you're releasing him for the mere fact that he's a quadriplegic now. Those are the only grounds that even the IPID said, the prosecutor said, on ordinary circumstances, he'd be behind bars this very moment. If you as the state don't have facilities now, what will happen, Sispindi, the moment that he's found guilty? Where will the facilities come from then to keep him in prison?
Well, I'd like to say let's leave that burden for the state, because remember, justice must be served. A person cannot simply be released and be acquitted because the state has no facilities. That will never happen.
But it just happened now, Sispin. It just happened now. That was agreed upon in court, that these are unique circumstances. In ordinary circumstances, the state wouldn't even oppose bail. Would oppose bail.
Remember that serving a custodial sentence is one of the options. Then the state obviously will have to consider at that time. Hence, I didn't want to go into detail trying to preempt what will happen in the future. There are many custodial sentence options that the court can be able to impose. But the main fact is that justice must prevail. If a person has to be found guilty of what they have committed, then so be it. But at this stage, we are not there where we have to talk about the innocence or the guilt of the accused. For now, we're dealing with the process of a bail application process. Let's go through that. The trial will begin and evidence will be led. The court will be able to adjudicate fairly.
And just lastly, do you believe you have a strong case as the state? Do you believe he'll be found guilty?
There is a prima facie case against the accused, guided by the evidential material that was contained in the docket. We have enrolled the matter as the NPA. It is now before court. Let's allow that process to unfold. The court will answer that question once it delivers its judgment.
Okay, thank you very much. NPA spokesperson Pindi Mjorondwana saying that the matter of the facilities that are clearly lacking now to hold accountable even quadriplegics that are facing serious charges will be dealt with only when Lucky Mudau is in trial, and he did say himself that he intends on pleading not guilty to the murder of Lebo Moneno.
Right. Thank you for that report, Aviwe Mtila. Quite weird, some of the information that Aviwe is coming to us with Mudau saying that he's going to plead not guilty. But I think there were a lot of witnesses, and of course he's a paraplegic today, or a quadriplegic rather, because of those alleged actions. Let's take you to a